Yes, it is Kinky Boots. It's the choice of Robin Ince, ladies and gentlemen, our resident music profiler. Welcome back, Robin. How are you?
Hello, I'm very good. Kinky Boots, it was a last-minute thing, but I'm a big fan of Patrick Macnee. I think the Avengers was one of the great TV series, and I thought, do you know what? I wonder if Kinky Boots has ever been played on 6Music.
Genuinely, is that the last time you watched the TV series?
That's before my time, all right? I saw the Avengers because it's got repeated on early days Channel 4. Remember when Channel 4 was brilliant? Weird movies and repeats from the 60s, and they started doing too much of their own programming. Not so keen. But it's... I love that. To me, it's the kind of glory days of British television, which is people like Ken Loach and stuff doing these really gritty things, and Dennis Potter, and then ITC's incredible, ridiculous kind of Avengers and, Prisoner and all that kind of stuff. Man in a Suitcase. You must be a fan of Man in a Suitcase. Yeah, of course, yes. The Man in the Suitcase. Right, so it's Kinky Boots, it's Robin's Revival.
Robin Ince, musical profiler.
Now in return, he has to shine. Once again, we have a mystery listener on the line. We will attempt, with the help of some musical clues, to sketch in their profile. All the clues this week, I think, all 6 clues. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you a clue right from the top. All right? Because I don't think this will make a lot... Right. I don't make a lot of difference, all right? Apart from maybe the gender of our guest, all right?
Right.
So, who they'd like to be, this is what they wrote. Huey Morgan, Gruff Rhys, Nigel Blackwell, Curtis Blow, or DJ Shadow.
Right, okay,
that's who they'd like to be.
I think she is going to be a very interesting listener, and I'm looking forward to her choices.
Here you go.
I don't know why. I don't know.
Clue number 1, my earliest musical memory, says a mystery guest, is hearing this on my elder sister Melanie's bedroom clock radio. Pet Shop Boys, domino dancing. I used to jump on her bed listening to this radio. Added to this, we used to sing Chesney Hawkes' I Am the One and Only with her hairbrush. That's clue 1.
For each your own.
Clue 2, it's the track that got me into music. My mate Pasman turned me on to Ian Brown in the late summer, early autumn of 2001. This developed into something of an obsession. Has even given me the nickname Monkey Boy off my mate Dave. King Monkey, Ian Brown and Fear. So, where are we going to start?
Right, I'm going to start...
Age, how old are they?
I'm going to go 34.
34.
I'm going to go male. Location-wise, no idea. I'm very uncertain on that. But all I can see now is, because they've given such a vivid image of one of those square... But that's all I think of with clock radios is, it's amazing. It's a new radio that they've made into a cube. It's really... You remember those cube radios? It's like the future would be, because, clocks used to be more like kind of circular around things. But this is the future. This is a square clock. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I'm seeing a cubed clock. Okay. I can't quite see their face. I can see their hairbrush, though.
All right.
Colour, the touchstone of reality.
Oh, brilliant. Public service broadcasting. I first heard this track on 6Music in March 2012.
Pulsating miracle.
Played below on the Verne.
Substance.
It was after a gruelling interval running session on the AstroTurf at, I won't say where, might give the game away. Oh, nearly did. Public service broadcasting. Roy Gabiv is clue 3, and this is clue 4. Tune.
First time I called you, girl.
Chuck Wood.
It wasn't wrong.
7 days too long. Are the mists clearing?
I'm seeing southeast. I've gone with the southeast a few times recently, and it's not gone well for me. But I am seeing southeast.
Okay.
I'm seeing it's kind of. I'd almost put this at possibly North London, or a little bit more north than North London, somewhere between North London and Peterborough. But I'll go North London.
All right. Are you seeing anything? Oh, right. Favourite book? What do you think from the clues so far?
Favourite book. Do you know what? I started trying to read Gravity's Rainbow. That was a mistake. I never read books that are longer than 180 pages. Right, this could be a tough one. Now, last time it was To Kill a Mockingbird, wasn't it? This one is... I wouldn't... mystery thrillers, possibly, or... Do you know what? Everyone reads Game of Thrones stuff. I don't know what they're called, those books.
For my authority.
But everyone reads those books.
Yeah.
Apparently. No, I don't, obviously.
No,
I never even got into The Hobbit or any of that thing. I have a bit of a... But I would say possibly... Who's written those? Who writes those books, those Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones. I've no idea.
Right.
I mean, seen the
kind of book, yeah.
Anyway, listen. This is another clue. And this one you'll love.
Get back in your technical area. The D is for the dunderheads who seem to think we have a conspiracy against their particular team.
Yes, it's the referee's alphabet. from Half Man, Half Biscuit.
Eerie silence which echoes around the ground when I've booked a home team's player and it's obvious to everyone that he deserves
This is
it.
genius as well. I am obsessed with Nigel Blackwell from Half Man, Half Biscuits.
Games with dissent.
Lyrics, witticisms, observations, humour and irony and satirical content. I believe he is the best songwriter ever to come out of Great Britain, says our mystery listener. Half Man, Half Biscuit, the referee's alphabet, and...
When she begins to...
Clue 6, which is the song which is never off their MP3 player. This is Homeboy Sandman, and this is My Brothers. And that, Robin, is your lot.
Right. Do you know what? I'm not even certain if it is male. I'm gonna go with male. I'm gonna go with male. I'm gonna stay with 33, 34. I'm gonna stay with kind of North London. I'm gonna stay with, it's only because I've never, Game of Thrones. Could be. I actually think it might be more like kind of or maybe science fiction. It's science fiction or fantasy. It could be science fiction. What about Philip K. Dick? Game of Thrones or Philip K. Dick? I've been reading some of him recently. See why people like what he does.
Right.
Newspaper, I'm going to go with a no, because I think that anyone under 40 just they haven't been bought into that load of old rubbish.
Favourite subjects at school?
Favourite subject at school, you see, we've had so many English and arts recently. I'm wondering whether to go for a kind of sociology thing, maybe a kind of media studies thing, or even further than that.
Okay.
Should I take the risk of a science today? Shall I take a risk of a science?
Or, science over media studies?
Let's go with media studies.
Media studies. Okay, we'll skip on to a
Favourite
couple...
holiday, Cornwall. Hairstyles, yes. More than one. I would say I went with about 2 for the last person. They'd had none. I'm going to go with about... They might have kept with 1 for a while, but I reckon +3 in terms of interesting and idiosyncratic
You think they've had 3 fashionable haircuts?
Well, not necessarily fashionable, but idiosyncratic. Well, come on, this is 6 Music listeners. They don't follow fashion. They create statues of the mind.
How often they go for a run? More than once a week, more than once a month, or never?
More than once a week.
More than once a week. How many festivals do you think they might be going to this summer? None, 1/2, or more than 2?
I'm going to go with 1/2.
1/2, more than once a week. And, of course, the big question, how much loose change do they have about their person?
I'm going to return to last week's answer of £2.73. I feel I was just a little bit premature
Was last week the lad who had 20p?
10 pence or something, yeah.
You were never going to get
But
that.
that's because he's of a generation, they don't use money anymore, do
That's
they?
also true. All right, then. Let's see how we've done. So we're saying male for our mystery listener this week. Male, somewhere around 33, 34, somewhere in the southeast.
North London-ish.
Could be North London. And their favourite book could be something science fiction related, or possibly along the lines of Game of Thrones. Let's see how we've done as we welcome our mystery listener to the programme. Andrew Edwards, hello.
Hello, Mr. Lamacq.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. All right, let's find out how we've done. Well, you're male, so we get a point for that.
Yes.
How old are you, Andrew?
29.
Oh, do you know, the moment he came on, I thought that was a 29-year-old's voice. I knew I'd overestimated it, 32 to 34. Oh, I'd forgotten how long ago, Chesney Hawkes, it kind of threw me.
Fair enough. And where did you grow up, Andrew, or where do you live now?
Wrexham.
In Wrexham.
Never got that.
That's about as far away from North London as we can get. Right, whatever. Let's do some other questions. This caused quite a lot of thought and theory. But what's your favourite book?
Favourite book, I like Glorious Summers and Discontents by Michael Atherton. That 2D2 Lives in Preston by Sean Keaveney. Price and Prejudice by Stuart Marconi. How I Escaped My Certain Fate by Stuart Lee. Robin Ince's Bad Book Club, The 39 Steps and Animal Farm are my favourite books.
Wow, that's an
That's
impressive
a good list, I've got to say.
Yeah, pretty much all of those apart from Sean's. I'm only joking. All right. Do you read a newspaper, Andrew?
I read the G2 in The Guardian.
Right, okay, that's half a newspaper, then we'll give you that. What was your favourite subject at school?
History, but what Robin said, I did do media studies at college.
Oh, okay, all right, I'll give you that. Should be half a point. So have you ever had an idiosyncratic hairstyle? Have you ever been to a barber and said, I want to look like somebody in a band? Or you've had
Actually, I go through unisex hairstyles since I was 10, but I tried to go with David Beckham when I was 14, but it went curly. I've had a Mohican to dress up as Mr. Teeth. I fancied their circuit training.
Right.
I've had a Francois Duplessis, Anthony Pilkington, Peter Andre, and now I've got a David Beckham / Gareth Bale pass.
Okay, I think yes. Then I think that's probably points. And right now, how many times, if you do at all, do you ever go running? And if you do, is it more than once a week or just once a month?
I got to see my personal trainer twice a week. I go to a swimming lesson once a week that I started doing as 27.
Right.
I do run once a week, 20 to 30 minutes past the bulking up with my personal trainer, and I do boot camp.
Crikey, that's certainly more than once a week then. All right, that's good. Going to any festivals this summer? Are you going to any festivals this summer?
I don't really go to festivals, but I went to like a Focus Wales festival in Wrexham last week.
Right. And,
Which is not a stay-over festival. I don't really like camping or anything like that.
No.
But by the end of June, I'd have been to 19 gigs this year, 14 music, 5 comedy.
That's a festival. That's definitely between 1 and 2 festivals, that number of
You can't
ads,
add all
yeah.
the gigs up and make a festival out of it.
Don't you fall for just such old, narrow thinking, Lamacq. Come on.
No, you can't.
Move into 2014.
There's rules, you know. There's rules. How much loose change do you have about your person, Andrew?
I have one £2 coin.
1 2%. Oh, that's not that
It's the
far off
closest
then.
I've been for a while.
So Robin said £2.73 and you have £2. Do you know what? I don't think he's done that badly. Apart from the location where you live, which was slightly off beam, he's done all right, I think. But I don't want to lead you, but it is down to you. It's your responsibility. A mark out of 10 for Robin's efforts this week. What do you think, Andrew?
9.
9. All right then. 9 out of 10. For Robin Ince. And we're going to play one of your tracks, which we used as one of the clues, public service broadcasting. Just before we play that, you're right about Nigel Blackwell. When did you first hear Half Man, Half Biscuit? Do you remember?
About 5 years ago, I got editor's recommendation, and the first track I heard was Bob Wilson, Anchorman.
Right. Yeah, so you've had an awful lot of catching up to do then. There's a lot of records.
I've got over the album now.
Have you? Really? Well done. We're not going to play Half Man, Half Biscuit. We're going to play public service broadcasting for you, though. Tell us about PSB, because you've seen them play a few times, haven't you?
3 times. I've seen them 3 times. Certainly very novel, I must say. And I just think it's very funny. And I think it's a very good concept.
Excellent. Well, listen, we're going to play this for you. And it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for coming on the programme, Andrew.
Thank you, Mr. Lamacq.
Thank you to Andrew Edwards. If you'd like to be on the programme, well, one of these weeks, being profiled by Mr. Ince over there, usual numbers and addresses, drop us a line, lamacq.6music@bbc.co.uk. And so, where can we see you in the next week or so?
I'm off to the Fossil Festival at Lyme Regis on Thursday, and then I'm to Horsham, capital, I think, in Horsham, and then I'm up to Huntlith in Wales to do the Lamacq Fest.
Excellent. And hopefully back here before too long. And all.
I hope so.
For Andrew Edwards, though, this is public service broadcasting on 6 Music, and this is Roy Gabiv.
Colour.